Today's video, I'm sharing a somatic experiencing exercise with you. This modality is by Peter Levine. He is an incredible leading somatic practitioner who really believes that humans are so interwoven with animals, being that we have this very primal instinctual response that innately knows how to move through trauma. It knows how to face paralysis and fear, helplessness in such a way that is life saving. So, I'm going to share with you an illustration, kind of give my own commentary, acknowledge a lot of the technicalities within this, and just invite you to maybe do this for yourself at home and recognize when you feel a sense of openness to the practice, but then also resistance, as if you want to close off, you don't want to continue. And I just want you to trust that process, because what you're doing throughout this whole thing is really allowing yourself to come into these states that can be so expansive, and then these states that can contract more. And that's the, kind of the practical reasoning behind this practice. It is to learn to be in and to come out of it. But I want to emphasize that this illustration is only focused on 3 of his building blocks. There are 9 total to complete the somatic experiencing release. And I don't want to get into the depth of it just yet, because I want you to first and foremost understand the, initial steps to feel comfortable in your body, to attune to these sensations, and to allow yourself to kind of swing between the two of what feels good and what feels bad, because you won't want to inhabit your body if you don't have this as your foundation. You'll forever think that you will be devoured by your emotions and you'll be, trapped in this place, but you won't. You won't. But we have to build that trust with your body. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin this video. What I'm going to do is just pull it up. We will watch together, and I want you to pay attention to tremoring, to facial gestures, positions, and postures that the body will naturally make. And just a disclaimer before this video begins, I'm not moving. My ego is not moving the body. My body is moving me, really. The ego is in kind of surrender and in openness to collaborate with the somatic response, the involuntary. Okay, so let's begin this. So initially, you're establishing safety within your environment. Naturally, I always go to my heart space, smiling because there's a childlike innocence to this work. And again, I just want you to pay attention to the small movements, because it's within those that the body is naturally renegotiating trauma. What's the first thing that you see in this? As I watch this and my head turns away, it's almost like I don't want to be seen in this state. To me, this practice is so private, but also it's so important that I share with you. So, right here, watch closely. Because this is the beginning of the midsection going through the involuntary response. Right there. And I want you to notice how the energy is moving, right? Up and down, vertical, and then it goes out into the arm. And just right here, acknowledge the pain in this process. I actually have to speed this up because what I'm doing in this, let me pause it for a moment. What I'm doing in this is I am becoming so attuned to the sensations of the body and just really focusing consciously on where they're going, but allowing the body to be, the ego to be in full surrender of where the sensations want to go. And it actually goes from the torso, the midsection, into the arm, which is where I had my injury. My whole right side of my body, my hip, my knee, my ankle, my shoulder, this whole area was kind of felt like it was dismembered. And so the trauma that is releasing through this, it's painful. It doesn't feel good. And so the practice in somatic experiencing is to be able to pendulate between what feels good and what feels bad, and being able to kind of go into that bad for just a moment and then coming out of it and recognizing that you don't have to stay in this. You don't have to be in bad all the time, but you have to hold just long enough for those sensations to change, the emotions to transform, I should say. Now, notice how my body wants to be in a fetal position. This is almost the story of the child wanting to curl in and be held, feel safe, while you're still, again, going through what doesn't feel very good. So, again, for me, it's like I'm still working with the trauma in the shoulder and in the leg, actually, with my hand on the leg, but it's in a different position. I'm kind of in that surrender state. And right here, I'm actually going to speak forward what I feel. It's interesting because let me pause it for a moment. The story in this is riding my skateboard rapidly down a hill, taking a turn too soon, my leg reaching out to catch me. And in that moment, this leg, which has, caught my whole body from potential brain injury or whatever could have happened, now I'm in a place afterwards of me carrying the leg, of holding it, of nurturing it, of saying, I'm here with you, and I acknowledge these painful sensations. What I feel right now is a burning sensation in my foot, almost as if there's hot needles. I feel my hip with excruciating, kind of like this ripping apart feeling. And just notice again, my foot is tremoring by itself. I'm not doing that. Carrying and holding my leg, just nurturing it so lightly. And here we're kind of coming to an end with the video. I love the shaking out and just kind of coming back to my, the body as a whole unit. So soft and gentle, wiggle, wiggle, moving side to side. And again, through this process, you're really acknowledging so much self-love in this. You're really acknowledging the sensations, but you're not trying to become overwhelmed by them. You're just building a relationship with them. This whole process is extremely intimate. So here, we kind of come back to this childlike place, right back to where we started. And the expansion that is here now, instead of being so contracted. You want to expand and open through this process. That is the greatness within pendulation. So I hope that you try this at home. Let me know how you experienced it. Catch you in the next one.